Bitcoin is the liquidity and attention black hole, says crypto VC. Here's what Google Trends data says. Venture capitalist Luke Martin recently highlighted Bitcoin's growing influence in the financial and political landscape, drawing attention to its increasing coverage and acceptance. What happened? Martin described Bitcoin as a liquidity black hole that absorbs more dollars with each cycle as the money supply expands. He also referred to it as an attention black hole, stealing move, coverage, and attention each year. Bitcoin has been called a liquidity black hole that swallows more dollars each cycle as money supply grows. Bitcoin is also an attention black hole that steals more coverage and eyeballs every year. Major factor in presidential election. Trump speaking at the BTC conference. He highlighted Bitcoin's influence in the recent presidential election and former President Trump's appearance at the Bitcoin conference. Martin also noted the success of Bitcoin ETFs and BlackRock's CEO Larry Fink advocating for Bitcoins on television. Cryptocurrency, once considered the fringe of financial concept, has rapidly become a central topic in traditional finance and politics. Bitcoin's influence is particularly significant in a world where attention is increasingly scarce, as Martin points out. Why it matters? Google Trends data indicates that interest in the world Bitcoin stands at 46 for the current week compared to 40 in the previous. The peak in interest is correlated to the recent pump in cryptocurrency markets in the aftermath of the failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Notably, this is the highest since the April 28 to May 4 period. In a recent tweet, CryptoQuant founder and CEO Ki Young-ju highlighted doubts about Mt. Gox as being overestimated. Even if the $3 billion of Mt. Gox is sold on Kraken, it is only 1% of the realized cap increase in this bull cycle. He marked this as manageable liquidity and highlighted that market cap growth chases the realized cap growth, indicating strong demand. Since 2023, $224 billion in Bitcoin sold, yet price up 350%, he added. Bitcoin is the liquidity and attention black hole, says crypto VC. Here's what Google Trends data says. 비트코인은 유동성과 주목의 블랙홀이라고 암호화폐 VC는 말합니다. 구글 트렌드 데이터는 다음과 같습니다. 비트코인이 유동성의 블랙홀이 된다. 다시 말해 전 세계의 유동성, 특히 달러 자산을 마치 블랙홀과 같이 비트코인이 빨아들인다. 이런 시나리오 같습니다. Liquidity black hole that absorbs more dollars with each cycle as the money supply expands. He also referred to it as an attention black hole, stealing more coverage and attention each year. 마틴은 비트코인의 통화 공급이 확대됨에 따라 사이클마다 더 많은 달러를 흡수하는 유동성 블랙홀이라고 설명했습니다. 또한 비트코인을 주의 블랙홀이라고 부르며 매년 더 많은 커버리지와 주목을 받고 있습니다. Cryptocurrency, once considered the fringe financial concept, has rapidly become a central topic in traditional finance and politics. Bitcoin's influence is particularly significant in a world where attention is increasingly scarce, as Martin points out. 한때 프린지 금융 개념으로 여겨졌던 암호화폐는 전통적인 금융과 정치에서 빠르게 중심 주제가 되었습니다. 마틴이 지적했듯이 비트코인의 영향력은 점점 더 주목받기 어려운 세상에서 특히 중요합니다. Luis Aldeini. Why Bitcoin is a black hole that can potentially devalue the entire dollar and physical economy with it. 비트코인이 전체 달러와 실물 경제를 잠재적으로 평가절하할 수 있는 블랙홀인 이유. In theory and very simple lame terms, because Bitcoin is becoming an incredibly volatile asset that's taking real dollars to invest and is valued upon how many dollars invested in the pool. Eventually, when Bitcoin hits $1 million valuation, it can potentially dry up the amount of dollars actually circulating in the economy. 이론적으로나 매우 간단한 레임 용어. 비트코인은 투자에 실질적인 달러가 필요하고 풀에 얼마나 많은 달러가 투자되는지에 따라 가치가 평가되는 매우 변동성이 큰 자산이 되고 있기 때문에 결국 비트코인의 가치가 100만 달러에 도달하면 실제로 경제에 유통되는 달러의 양이 고갈될 수 있습니다. Its undeniable volatility to go up and down in value is also modern-day thieving from small investors that can't time the market from massive private buyouts. There is no economic information that's shared publicly to weight the value of the asset other than scarcity or individual performance to make it a viable and trustworthy investment. The value is completely based on speculative theory without any real speculative data that's hinged on customer value and experience. It's an asset that's dependent on constant and hyper-focused marketing campaigns to both diminish and increase value. Everything that's making Bitcoin a visible asset is still a belief system. Every aspect of Bitcoin is hinged on your existing dollar and already taxed infrastructure that you currently live in. Its value is driven by market forces that you already also pay into. By slowly becoming an asset class whose value is closely linked to inflation increasing may eventually encourage tactically inflationary practices by major corporations who also hold a major position on Bitcoin, aka BlackRock. Over time, if BlackRock continued to buy up the entire real estate market, they also have a lever on inflation by increasing housing prices, hence adding to the speculation that Bitcoin might go up. Let's not even talk about the companies that are being traded in the stock market by claiming they have a security holding on Bitcoin. The whole thing is a scam on top of another scam. And the fact that we now have an administration that's completely complacent about this is indeed more worrisome. This means that taxpayers may have to bail out these corporations and Bitcoin securities in order to secure the consumers' purchasing power in the overall economy, which, drum rolls please, would also add it to inflation. Hence, buy Bitcoin is essentially a man-made black hole waiting to happen. It's going to consume everything around us and we won't know where it takes us. Maybe it will set off a massive correction or complete collapse of the current global trade system. By then, the world will be ruled by one single massive AI system. 따라서 비트코인은 본질적으로 블랙홀이 일어나기를 기다리는 인간입니다. 비트코인은 우리 주변의 모든 것을 소비할 것이며 어디로 향할지 알 수 없습니다. 어쩌면 현재의 글로벌 무역 시스템이 대규모로 조정되거나 완전히 붕괴될 수도 있습니다. 그때쯤이면 전 세계는 원 싱글 대규모 AI 시스템에 의해 지배될 것입니다. Does Bitcoin track the global money supply? Everyone is posting this chart, but what does it mean? Bitcoin is a black hole for liquidity. Let's break it down. 비트코인은 전 세계 통화 공급 M2를 추적하나요? 모두가 이 차트를 게시하고 있지만 무슨 뜻인가요? 비트코인은 유동성의 블랙홀입니다. 자세히 살펴봅시다. The Bitcoin Black Hole Effect. Thank you for watching. 뉴트로피아 유튜브 채널이었습니다.